Hey Libra, I'm Eleanor and welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. This is your first week of March, pick a card reading. Although if you are attracted to the title, there's going to be something here for you at any time because the energy is fluid. Also, nothing may resonate with you and that's okay. I do private readings through email and you can check out my Etsy page to choose one that I've worked and put together, or you can make your own by choosing the different decks you wanted me to choose from, and you can control the price that way as well. Also, but if you do hear something that resonates or you feel like it's going to serve you, let me know by hitting that like button. And if you know someone that would benefit from hearing something here, please go ahead and share. And also comment if you have questions or want to talk more about anything here. I have one of these readings that comes out every week, plus a monthly, so subscribe if you want to catch up with that. Your annual and your monthly are linked below, where I pull your monthly energy, which is the Page of Cups, a new spiritual journey and awakening, an emotional childlike state, and Koala, which is getting in touch with your emotions. I chose a child's deck for this month's energies, to get the weeks, because of the childlike energy of this Page of Cups. So Koala is getting in touch with your emotions this week. I'm using Australian Feather Magic and Chrysalis Tarot. I have stack 1, 2, and 3, and you don't have to just pick one stack. You can choose more than one or all three if you like. They're time stamped below, so you can skip straight to yours. Let's get started, Libra. Stack 1. You have the Pilgrim, which is the Page of Scrolls, Page of Swords. So you've got 2 pages already. Bella Rosa, the Devil, and Confidence. So with 2 pages here, it's really a heavy emphasis on this childlike spirit. And there's like a positive and negative aspect to this. So I'm going to talk about how to move from the negative to the positive, and how this confidence in this devil is like where these things meet. It's the constriction. This devil is the constrictive place. So anyways, I'm feeling like with these two, this childlike energy, a shrinking back into like a small child. And the way that we learn to shrink ourselves to get out of danger and out of trouble. Like if you diminish yourself or put yourself down first, other people won't do it. If you don't walk around with too big of an ego and thinking like you're a big shot, people won't be tempted or get any joy out of tearing you down. And I think that's something that sometimes children learn, and we carry that into adulthood, and it becomes a crutch, like Tiny Tim. And I keep thinking of images like Pickle Rick becoming a pickle to get out of going to therapy or whatever it is, or like Ant-Man or Alice in Wonderland. Anytime, or do you remember Legend when they're all trapped in a cage and Una's in there in her full form, and then they realize that she can shrink down into a little tiny fairy form and get out of the cage? It's that kind of thing. It's being in trouble, being in bondage, being in some kind of imprisonment or sticky situation. Or like Shazam running from the bad guy, and he rounds the corner and he says Shazam and he just transforms into just an inconspicuous person. It's like shrinking yourself down and to try to be unseen is to slip under the radar. And how that has become it's become a learned behavior that has become a crutch and that has kept you small, and actually started to constrict and dictate your true confidence and your self-concept. And you started to actually, as an adult, believe these things to be true, and they have become integrated, and this is actually how you see yourself now. So now the positive aspect of getting back to this childlike state, becoming it's about the way children, so Page of Swords is going to be thirsty for information and very curious. And the Page of Cups is going to be open to spiritual insights, new journeys, that sort of thing. So the aspect of the child they want you to tap into now is to their sense of, they do have almost an inflated sense of confidence. It's because of what they don't know yet that children, before they learn this, have are all about confidence, have giant confidence and have huge confidence. So there's a sense now to where this thing that you shrunk out of has over time shrunk with you, and so now it has become to where you have to suddenly expand to burst open from it, to pop it and to snap out of it, to where there's this shrinking and this growing, like Alice in Wonderland, where she becomes small and she becomes big, and how have you done so? How have you become imprisoned, and now how you can suddenly expand to overthrow it. Let me know if that doesn't make sense. I'll try to see if I can write it better in the comments if you want to talk more about that. Stack 2, you have the Illusionist. Knight of Stones, that's like the Knight of Pentacles. Ace of Scrolls, it's like the Ace of Swords, which goes well with Truth. Perfect. So with the Page of Cups here, with this, and then the Illusionist, and well, all of it really, I'm feeling like you've been getting some major synchronistic insights, some dreams, some hints that there's more, like a calling, feeling a calling towards a new path of discovery and of growth and expansion. Expansion is the word I'm hearing. Like, do you remember in Pulp Fiction where they're sitting there at the diner after their little miracle, and Jules says, I just want to walk the earth like Caine the Kung Fu, meet people and get into adventures? It's as though you have been walking the earth, wandering almost aimlessly, and now you've stumbled upon an adventure. Like in a video game where you walk. Is it Final Fantasy? I feel like the old ones where you would just walk and you would encounter an enemy and then the screen changes and you go into battle or whatever. It's like you've been wandering like Caine in the Kung Fu, and now it's time for an episode to start. There's trouble. There's not so much trouble, but a call. There is an adventure. It's adventure time. And so, and there is a sense to where in this deck people don't often see this knight and understand his choices and understand what he's going through. And so there are going to be people like Vincent who don't get it, and that's okay. It's not for you. It's not for them. I mean, it's for you. So enjoy. Stack 3, the Mime, Page of Spirals, another page. Ace of Spirals. Spirals are wands. That's your fire, your passion, your drive, and optimism. Both of these cards have a ram, which is interesting. That's not like the ram deck or anything. So that's, and you have the page and the ace of the same suit. So and more pages, more childlike energy, more going back to the beginning. So this is a heavy emphasis on a new beginning and the spirit of new discovery and freshness and of the first steps towards something. And yeah, there is a new beginning here, and I'm feeling like you are here for it. You are all about it and here for it. You're getting in touch with your emotions here and getting lit up by the excitement about it. And I want to, so with this ram, and it's also here, there's a sense of where they're talking about pessimism being a learned behavior, and that it's almost as though, like when you were a child, learning to err on the side of caution, to err on the side of pessimism, to err on the side of keeping your expectations small, served you, and now as an adult it's like a hard, so like then it was like mud and it was Play-Doh and it was malleable and formable, and now that as an adult it's hardened and it's this crust around your psyche. And this doesn't talk about optimism like spiritual bypassing, like just choose to be happy even though shit sucks. It's more about using this ram of truth and insight that you're gaining by going back to this place and going back to the beginning and hammering that off and like using this ram's head into, like, you know, it's like smashing into it and shaking it up and crushing it and pulverizing it to where it falls away, and learning and reminding, like going back to the beginning and unlearning that behavior, or learning how it happened and how you can choose differently. Not just trying to do differently now because it doesn't work that way. It's going back and chiseling all that learned behavior off and starting new again and learning a new way back from the beginning. I hope that makes more sense and serves you better than just like, oh, just be optimistic. Like, no. Go back to the beginning, chisel this learned behavior off of you, and start fresh with yourself. All right? I'll talk to you in a week. Thank you.